Now that we have a brand new volume group set up, we are going to create a new logical volume. We create new logical volumes with the lvcreate command. We will create our new logical volume with the size of 800 megabytes and we will name it lv_new. And we need to tell lvcreate what volume group that the logical volume will be built on. And we can run lvs to verify our logical volume. Now we can put a file system on our logical volume just as we would a normal partition. Let's create a directory to mount our new logical volume. And then we will add an entry to our etcfs tab file so that it will be brought up at boot time. Now we will mount our new volume and create a test file there. To grow the logical volume, therefore giving us more storage space to work with, we use the lvresize command. We can increase the size of a logical volume while it is still mounted. Let's increase the size of our logical volume to 900 megabytes. We just give the lvresize command the size that we want to resize our logical volume to. Next, we need to resize our file system. Remember, all we did was increase the size of the container, not the file system itself. We use resize2fs to resize our file system. Next, we can run lvs to verify the size of our logical volume. And we can see that our new logical volume has now grown to 900 megabytes. Now let's shrink the size of our logical volume back down to 800 megabytes. When we shrink a file system, we should first make sure that we have a backup, as any data that is in the area that gets reduced is lost. The next thing we will need to do is unmount the file system. Now we run the file system checker on our logical volume. Next, we will need to shrink our file system with the resize2fs command. Now we can shrink our logical volume. We get a warning reminding us that this could be potentially dangerous, so in the real world, make sure you have a good backup. Again, we can run lvs to verify the size of our logical volume. And we're back down to 800 megabytes. Finally, we can remount our logical volume. Now we can use the df command to show how much disk space we have free on our partition. We will use this with the -h option to show us the output in human readable format. And we can see that we are right around our 800 megabytes. Some of this data is always going to be taken up by the LVM metadata itself. The LVM metadata is what stores the information about the mount points and extents of our logical volume. We could have used the lvextend and lvreduce commands to complete these tasks, but for the sake of simplicity, we just used the lvresize command.